Welcome to The Why Behind DevOps, a session designed to answer the most important question before we talk about tools, pipelines, and automation. But first, why are we doing this in the first place? Before we learn the how, we need to start with the why. Because if you don't understand the reason DevOps exists, you'll end up just doing tasks instead of driving transformation. Simon Sinek famously said, "People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it." This idea applies perfectly to DevOps. DevOps isn't just a set of practices. It's a philosophy. It's about connecting every deployment, every automation, every metric to a larger purpose. DevOps, when applied properly, will lead to faster delivery for your customers, better quality releases, and happier teams who spend less time firefighting. So before you jump into CI/CD pipelines, pause and ask yourself, why does my organization need DevOps right now? Your answer might be, we're releasing too slowly, our teams are siloed, bugs are escaping to production, or we're spending too much time fixing things instead of building new features. This reflection becomes the foundation for everything we do next. Why DevOps exists and the problems it solves. Let's talk about why DevOps even became a thing. Think back to the days when development teams would throw code over the wall to operations. Ops would say, "It works on my server, not my problem." This led to long release cycles, sometimes months between deployments, huge, risky releases that broke production often, and finger-pointing between dev and ops when things went wrong. DevOps was created to solve this. It bridges the gap between dev and ops, creating a shared culture, shared responsibility, and shared outcomes. When done right, DevOps shortens release cycles, improves quality, reduces downtime, and makes teams work with each other instead of against each other. So this is why organizations adopt DevOps. Organizations don't adopt DevOps because it's trendy. They adopt it because it's necessary for survival. In today's world, customers expect faster and compliant updates, and competitors are innovating continuously. DevOps lets companies respond faster, experiment safely, and reduce risk. It's the difference between companies that deliver once a quarter and those that deploy daily. So who really benefits from DevOps? Customers get new features faster with fewer bugs. Developers spend less time on tedious manual work. Operations teams deal with fewer late-night emergencies. Leadership gets reliable delivery metrics and predictable releases. The benefits cascade across the entire organization, and even outside it. Let's touch on recognizing patterns of pain. Here's a practical tip. Look for patterns of pain. These are signals that scream, "We need DevOps." Here are some common ones. Releases always run late. Deployments break production. Teams blame each other when things go wrong. Developers say, "It worked in my sandbox," but production tells a different story. Ops is buried in manual processes and hotfixes. When you start seeing these patterns, DevOps is no longer optional. It's essential. Next, let's get into playbooks as gifts and light bulb moments. One of the most powerful tools in DevOps is the playbook. A playbook is not just a document, it's a gift you give your teams. It turns chaos into repeatable, reliable processes. When a playbook works, you get what we call a light bulb moment. That aha moment where a team member says, "Oh, now I get why we do this." It makes everything easier. Your goal as a DevOps practitioner is to create more of these moments. Moments where people feel empowered instead of burdened. And finally, let's talk about one of the most important success factors in DevOps, finding your insurgent with influence. This is the person inside your organization who believes in the change, can influence others, and is willing to challenge the status quo. They might be a respected senior engineer, for example, a product owner, or even a business stakeholder. Find them early, involve them in your DevOps journey, and let them help champion the cause. Because DevOps adoption isn't just about tools, it's about people, and change spreads faster when it's led by someone your teams trust. So to wrap up, the why behind DevOps is about connecting DevOps to purpose, solving real delivery problems, creating value for everyone involved, recognizing when change is needed, and rallying the right people to lead it. When you get the why right, the how becomes much easier. In our next session, we'll explore the foundational practices, governance, roles, and metrics that help bring this vision to life.